Hello dear students, I hope you all are well and good today. Let us continue with our lesson, that is reproduction in animals. So let us start with the life story of a frog. So how is a frog born and how does it develop? So what happens, mostly the frogs are like you can see the eggs of frog during the spring, okay, during the spring days. So what happens during the spring or during rainy season, the frogs, they move towards a pond, or they move towards a slow flowing stream or a pond, and there the female frog will lay eggs. The female frog will lay so many, it lay almost hundreds of the eggs, okay, and these eggs which are laid, they will be deposited over there in the water, and a layer of jelly which will hold all the eggs together. So all the eggs will be held together with a jelly, okay, and of course that will also provide the protection to the eggs. Now what happens, as the eggs are laid, so the male frog that will also deposit the sperms over it, okay, the sperms will be deposited over the eggs, and then each sperm it will just swim randomly in the air with the help of a tail that it has. So with the help of the tail, the sperm will travel, it will swim, and it will travel towards the eggs, and the sperm will fuse with the egg, and this is how the fertilization will take place. Now as we can see over here, this fertilization which is taking place outside the body, right, of the frog, it is taking place in the water, that is outside the body of the organism. Hence this is the external fertilization, as we had learned about the internal and the external fertilization. So I hope now it will be clear to you what is a external fertilization. The eggs are laid outside the body, which are unfertilized egg, which are the female gametes, and then the sperm, which is the male gamete, will fuse outside the body of organism, and hence that is the external fertilization. Now you may wonder that why is the need to lay hundreds of the eggs. See, as the frog lays hundreds of eggs, because of the water currents, some egg may just float anywhere else, or there are some animals which may feed on the egg, so they may engulf that eggs. So you see, and also the eggs are exposed to the water movement, to the wind, to the rainfall, so the eggs may get destroyed, okay. So there is very what we can say, very rare possibility of the eggs being intact. So the frog lays hundreds of eggs, so that out of that at least few eggs will be intact, and that will fuse with the sperm, and hence the fertilization take place. So that is the need. This is for this reason it is needed for the frogs to lay hundreds of the eggs. And if you see, after, you can see the egg mass over here in the diagram, the egg mass, then that with some of the eggs, some of the sperms will fuse, and that will develop into the tadpole, if you can see, which can swim, okay. The tadpole, it does not have any leg, then it will develop a leg, which is the tadpole with a leg, and then that tadpole will again develop further, and that will form a young frog. You can see the body structure is a bit different. The young frog then will again develop, and it will form into a adult frog, which we see. Now you can see this transformation from one form to the other form, that is called as the metamorphosis. To define it, how can we define the metamorphosis? That the transformation of a larva into an adult. The transformation of a larva into an adult through drastic changes, this is called as the metamorphosis. We can see metamorphosis in some other animals other than the frogs also. It happens in the silkworm, it happens in so many of the other species, so as you can see, okay. Now let us move towards the asexual reproduction. So we had seen till now, we have learned about the sexual reproduction, in which male gamete and female gamete, they fuse together, okay, to form a new organism, that is sexual reproduction. Now what happens in asexual reproduction? It is a type of reproduction in which only a single parent is involved. There is no need of male and female gamete, there is no need of two organisms, there is need of just one organism, and that single organism is capable to give give rise to the new organism of its own kind. Let us see, there are few methods of the asexual reproduction. So let us start with budding. What happens in budding? The very common example of budding is hydra, and also it happens in the yeast, which you have already learned about yeast. So we'll take the example of hydra. You can see in the diagram the hydra. If we see there, an outgrowth starts to appear at the base. You can see a small outgrowth which is called bud. A bud-like structure or an outgrowth, it starts to develop into the hydra. Now this outgrowth, it will grow over there. It will grow like the main hydra. It will grow, and as it has grown to the sufficient height, by the time it is growing, it will take the nutrients, the water nutrients from the hydra, the main hydra. And then once it is developed properly, once it is developed, the outgrowth is developed sufficiently, and then that will get detached from the parent hydra, and that will continue with its own life, and that will continue as a new independent individual. So this kind of the reproduction is called as budding, as a hydra produces another hydra, just it has been produced by a single organism. So that is the asexual reproduction. Okay, and this type of reproduction where a bud is formed that grows and detaches, so this is the budding. The next one is the binary fission. Fission means what? Breaking. Fission means to break. So this happens in amoeba. You know amoeba, the unicellular organism with irregular shape. Okay, so the amoeba which has a nucleus, you can see, you know about the cell now, the nucleus and the cytoplasm. So what happens? So this amoeba, which is a single cell organism, it divides into two. Okay, and then that will form a two new amoebae. Okay, so what happens? This single cell amoebae, you can see as the cytoplasm. In the diagram you can see as the cytoplasm first divides, a furrow will be formed, the cytoplasm will divide, that will be followed by the division of a nucleus, right? And hence we get two daughter amoebae. Yes, the single one which is called parent cell, and the two new cells which are formed, they are called as the daughter cells. So this is how the amoeba will develop. It will reproduce, and a single amoeba gives rise to two amoebae simply by division or fission, and hence this kind, and as one amoeba is dividing into two, okay, it is giving rise to two new amoebae, hence it is the binary fission. Okay, yes, there are so many other types of asexual reproduction, but for now you have only these two in your syllabus. Okay, so let us know a very interesting fact and a new fact about a clone. The clone, Dolly, she was the first ship which was cloned. We can say the very first organism which was cloned was a ship, and Dolly was the name given to that ship. So basically, what is a clone? Cloning means what? Production of exact copy of a cell. We can take any cell, might be plant cell, animal cell, whatever. Okay, if we take any one cell and if we produce exact copy of that cell, and that single cell will divide and redivide, and of course it will develop into a whole organism. Now you know the mechanism how a cell gives rise to the whole organism. So this is a clone, that the production of an exact copy of a cell. Okay, any other living part of a cell, or we can take any living part from one organism, and that single cell or that part will give rise to a whole organism, to a complete organism. And this process, this method is called as the cloning. So the cloning of an animal first time, it was successfully performed by Jan Wilmot and of course his colleagues at the Roslin Institute in the Edinburgh, that is in Scotland. So this was happened in the Scotland. Okay, what they did, they successfully cloned a ship, and the name Dolly was given to that ship, and this happened on 5th July 1996. So we can say this Dolly was born on 5th July 1996, and that was the first mammal. Okay, that was the first mammal to be cloned. What is mammal, that we will see, you have that in the next standard, but just remember, this was the Dolly ship was the first ever organism who was developed by the cloning. So this is it for this lesson. Just keep on studying, stay safe, stay home. Goodbye.